What's happening, people? It is uh, Sunday evening, and happy Mother's Day to all celebrating it. Um, this video is a recap of today's game between Manchester United and Chelsea, which finished 2-1 in favor of United, which has been essentially crowned champions. And it says the title of this video is all but champions, as they still need 1 point in their final two games. But essentially, they've been given the title today by defeating Chelsea. Now, the two scenarios that were laid out before today's game, actually there were three, is that actually it was just the two, but Arsenal had its own little play in it. If Arsenal would have won today, which they didn't, they were thrashed 3-1 at Stoke, when the score definitely doesn't tell the story in the game that they were completely outplayed in. Stoke beat them 3-1, and that would have moved Arsenal within 4 points, considering United won, but since Arsenal lost, they are now 7 points back and completely out of the race, while Chelsea are now 6 points back, and with United only needing 1 point in his final two games, with one of those games including a home date with Blackpool to end the season, it is almost certain that United have won the title. They were celebrating today after the game as if they'd won the title. But the game itself started off with 36 seconds in. Chicharito was in on goal on his own and put the ball in the net beyond Petr Cech, and they were up 1-0 after half a minute, which in turn for me almost ended the game 36 seconds in, considering that United's back four were extremely difficult to get by, led by Manu Vidic, who doubled up the tally in the lead earlier, or not early, about halfway through. I believe it was the 28th minute, about halfway through the first half, with a header off a corner in which he was not marked very well, and it allowed it to bounce off the floor and into the net beyond Petr Cech, who didn't really have a chance to get to it. And the second half scoring was only Frank Lampard, who took a deflected shot and put it into the back of the net from about 16 yards out to put Chelsea within one, but it still wasn't enough. And if you're wondering there, guys, I do have handball on. I do play with handballs, which puts a bit more stress on, especially considering if you are the one getting the handball in the box, you kind of give away a cheap penalty. And I only put it on because, like, I play quite a bit, and I only put it on a couple days ago. I play quite a bit, and sometimes I'll see a play like that where you'll be like, wow, that looked like handball, but I didn't know there was an option to turn it on and off, and I found it the other day looking to try and change the settings on the type of game you can play in kickoff, like change it from friendly to like title game or cup game or whatever. And I found it, so I put handballs on, and to me it's a lot better. I mean, you don't get those calls too often. I mean, it's very, very few times you actually get those calls in the box. I mean, only the blatant ones too as well. You'll get the tiny little ones, just actually like that one sometimes, where it deflects off or something like that, or they'll bounce around. But I noticed that if it's in the box and they're bouncing around in there and it just happens to hit your guy in the arm, there will not be a penalty. So the only time the penalties are actually given are on actual situations, legit situations that you'll see in real life, in which the penalty will be given, and when Rooney gets his second one of the day there. Now, since United have won the cup, or the title, and they vastly outplayed Chelsea today. I know it was in Old Trafford, so you're going to get certain calls and whatnot, and they did get their calls, but that didn't change the fact that Chelsea were vastly outplayed today. And I think United have come on here toward the end of the season. I thought earlier in the season they were very lucky to be where they were, especially considering how poorly they were playing. There's no midfield there whatsoever. I mean, looking through the midfield players, you got Fletcher, Carrick, Giggs, who's completely past his prime. I think this will be his last year, and Park, and those are their four midfield players essentially. You got Nani on the outside, Valencia on the outside. They're wingers. Then you got the forwards and the defensemen, but there is no midfield there. And I think their easy run through the Champions League, which didn't really result in many difficult teams played besides Chelsea, I thought they were lucky to be in the position they're in, and of course you need luck to do things like that. But now at the end of the season, they've been coming on. They've been beating plenty of teams handedly. The only teams, I mean, they lost the FA Cup game, and they lost to Liverpool, but I believe that was it. A rejuvenized Liverpool squad as Rooney hits his hat trick there. A nice strike. But they got a tough day with Barcelona coming up, which talk about in a different video, and I'll discuss that and whatnot. But as of now, it's Man United's day again. They've won their 19th title, which overtakes Liverpool's titles one, which will give them a run for their money next year. Liverpool could very well win the title next year the way they're playing and how things are shaping up at Anfield with Kenny Dalglish and and Luis Suarez and the rejuvenation there. So hopefully things are looking up for Liverpool. But as of now, United hold the league record, most titles won at 19. The trophy goes back to Old Trafford, which is a creepy place. I see him walk in every time, and it's a scary place to play at times. It seems. I mean, I've never played there, obviously, but it seems walking in, you see the players, and they're nervous out of their minds and things like that. So, whichever. And through here. So, trophy back at Old Trafford. I'll talk about next year's run for the title, and I'll discuss my top four next year and relegation and all that in a different video coming up later. But as of now, we just got this. Chelsea, on the other hand, I think that was gonna be their only title chance for a while to me, because of what I've heard is of a massive clear out there. I've heard Essien being courted by AC Milan and likely to go. I don't know who this guy is, by the way. McEachran, never seen this guy. And Essien's likely to go. I've heard Drogba, and I think personally Drogba will leave because of the situation he's in. I don't think. I mean, who doesn't play? Torres doesn't play too much. Anelka might be gone, but Torres and Drogba, obviously, as of now, still don't have that chemistry or anything with them. Like, they don't play well together, frankly. And I don't think, like today, Torres came off the bench later in the game. I don't think you can keep $50 million on the bench, or 50 million pounds on the bench. It's just not worth it. And I think he'll be gone. I think Drogba will be gone. I think Anelka will be gone. I think Essien will be gone. And I think that their run at the title has been cut short, at least for a year or two, before they can come back and start contending. But that's just my opinion. I mean, you don't have to agree with it. Depends on what happens this summer. But until then, whatever. I think if United get the midfield players, get some good, decent midfield players like Schneider they've been going after, people like that, I think they'll obviously make their run for the title again next year. And I think United are pretty set for the year to come and for next year. And congratulations to Manchester United for, winning the Premier League title again. And good luck on the going for the double there at Wembley Stadium against Barcelona. All the luck in the world to them. So that's it, guys.
Until the next time, this is Martin Tyler wishing you well and saying a very goodbye to you all.